everybody, thank you so much for clicking my video to watch. So for today's video, I'm going to be showing you all of my little tips and tricks on how I get smooth skin. So that goes from before skincare, and also my makeup application tips to achieve the smoothest skin that I could possibly get. So before we hop on into the video, please remember to subscribe, click that little bell beside the subscribe button. That way you guys get notified every time I upload a new video. Also be sure to like this video if you enjoy it. And if you'd like to know all my secrets, then please just keep watching. Okay, so the first tip I have has nothing to do with skincare or makeup. But first of all, if you want nice, clear, smooth skin, drink a ton of water. Just keep your skin hydrated. So drink lots of water. That's my first tip. Then the second one I have is to shave your face. So we all have little baby hairs on our face, but if you don't shave that off of your face, then when you put your makeup on top of your skin, it's going to show up more textured and not as smooth. I want to take all that hair off your face. This is the one I use. It just says WAHL. It's from the men's section at the drugstore. So you can find these probably at any one of your local drugstores, or you can also use little ones that you can get off of Amazon, and they're not electric. You can use those as well. They work just the same, but I use this one, so it's just battery operated. Sounds like this. And then I go ahead and take the hair off my face. So I'm going to try and show you. I don't know if you'll be able to see, but that is what comes off. Just the little peach fuzz that you have on your face. It makes all application of your skincare and makeup way smoother. It looks so much nice because you have a nice clean slate to work off of. Next is to make sure you are exfoliating your skin. One really quick and easy way to do it is to take a spoolie, go back and forth on your skin across where you get dry patches. I get mine on my nose usually, and basically my whole T-zone. And I don't know how I came across it, but one day I just needed a quick way to get the dead skin off my face, so that's what I did. It also works really well on your lips if your lips are dry and you want to get rid of your dead skin instead of waiting for chapstick to do its work. So that's just a really quick way to do it, but you should also be exfoliating your skin. I think the recommended amount is 2 times a week. For people like me, I have sensitive skin, so if you have sensitive skin, this works out really well for me. It's an exfoliating toner. It's really gentle on my skin, and it also exfoliates, cleans out my skin really well. So I love this one. This one is the Pixi Glow Tonic. They just sent me this huge one, which I'm so happy about because I've been getting the littler ones, but I am stocked up. I've gone through quite a few of the tonics by Pixi. So yeah, it explains itself as an exfoliating toner. I just put it on a cotton pad, and then I make sure to go in upward motions on my face. It exfoliates, tones, and cleans my face all at the same time. So it's basically a 3-wonder product. It also gets rid of any excess dirt and makeup that you have on your skin, which will also get in the way of when you apply your makeup and want it to just be smooth and seamless. It's gonna get in the way of that because there's obviously leftover stuff on your face that you don't want there. If you have sensitive skin, you can use a exfoliator that is not as gentle on your skin as this one is. This one's obviously an exfoliating toner, so it's kind of a watery liquid. You could use something that has more texture in it and grit and really exfoliate your skin if that's what your skin needs. And then another product I want to mention is this Drunk Elephant Baby Facial. It literally does make your skin feel like a baby's butt. It's amazing. So I try to use it very sparingly because we can't actually get this product in Canada. I got it for Christmas. It really exfoliates my skin and makes it very smooth. When I rinse it off, my skin feels extremely smooth for days after that. So this is an amazing product as well. It's just more expensive. The Glow Tonic is much more on the affordable side. Drunk Elephant is more of a pricey brand, but they are very, very worth it. I'm sure there's much more products out there that will do the trick, but those are my 2 recommendations. And the other one I have for your skin base is just to make sure you're keeping your skin very moisturized all throughout the week. Morning and night you should be moisturizing your face. If I have dry skin, I really go between tons of moisturizers. This one was just handy right now. This is the Polypeptide Cream by Drunk Elephant. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of this on. But obviously with the skincare, these are things you want to be doing throughout the week, and it's not just going to be right before you put on your makeup. It's just to keep your skin hydrated and smooth And then that will just end up helping with your skin's texture in general. Now moving on to the makeup. If you want a smooth base, you obviously want to use a smoothing primer. So these are two of my favorites. I'm going to use this one today. It's the Makeup Forever Step 1 Smoothing Primer. I just have it in this little tube right now. This is a much more affordable product. This one is the Catrice Cosmetics Prime and Fine Smoothing Refiner. Really gets rid of all of your fine lines and just smooth out your skin, as well as this one, but this one for the price is just amazing. Those are my two recommendations for smoothing primers. So I'm going to apply this one. It fills in all of your pores and your fine lines so that you have a smooth base, so when you put your foundation over top of it and the rest of your makeup products, texture of your skin isn't poking through. With smoothing primers, you don't want to use a lot, because if you use too much, then they can tend to crumble up onto your skin and underneath your makeup, just because of the texture that the primer has. When I'm trying to achieve a completely smooth skin look, I go for a satin finish foundation. That's how this one that I'm holding sits on my skin. It is the Maybelline Dream Urban Cover foundation. If you're using a dewy foundation, that can tend to show up greasy on your face as it wears throughout the day. And if you're using a mattifying foundation, it can end up looking cakey. So that's why I like to choose satin. It's kind of a nice medium. It depends on everyone's skin type, but this is what works best for me, and ends up looking really, really smooth because it almost looks like a velvety finish, and mixed with the smoothing primer, it looks really, really nice. And then I'm also using a sponge. This one is the e.l.f. Complete Sponge, I believe it's called. It's very affordable. It's only about $5. I'm using a sponge because it just blends out more seamlessly, and it doesn't get too cakey when you're using a sponge because it soaks up some of the product. When you're using a brush, that's when you get more of a full coverage finish, and it could just end up being too much. This is one of my favorite foundations in general. I found it at the drugstore and noticed it was new, so I bought it, and I can't put it down ever since. And the key is also to just put on a light layer, so it's just covering up all of your skin and anything you want to hide, like all of the discoloration on your skin, but it's not too heavy. Now I'm going to go in with a hydrating concealer. This one is my favorite. It's the Too Faced Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer, and I have the shade Almond. The shade of foundation I was using was 120. I don't know if I mentioned that. I also heard that the e.l.f. Camo Concealer is a really good dupe for this, so I bought it, but I feel like I want to do a whole video on it. It claims to wear for 16 hours, so I'm going to try and stay up for that long and see if I can wear it for 16 hours. This is the concealer I'm going to apply. I almost forgot about my contour, which is also another step when I want my skin looking nice and smooth. I'm making sure I use mostly liquid products where I can. Sometimes too much liquid products ends up again looking dewy and could end up looking greasy. For my other liquid product, I'm going to use a concealer to do my contour. I feel like that just melts into the skin very nicely rather than a powder contour. So the one I love to use is the CoverGirl True Blend Undercover Concealer. This one is in the shade Warm Honey, and I add this to all the places I want to contour. I'm using a liquid on my nose to contour. It's way nicer since my nose is very dry. When I put a powder product on it, then it just doesn't do me any favors. Another trick I have is always using a dual fiber brush. It's really non-invasive when it's blending out your products. A denser and fluffier brush can end up making your skin look really patchy and not blending out your products properly. So I just like to take a dual fiber brush and press it into my skin. That way I just get a nice even application. And when I use this contour, I bring it up onto my cheeks as well, so it works kind of as a bronzer too, so then I don't have to add as much powder bronzer when I go in with my bronzer later. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and apply my concealer. So I apply this to my under eyes and the center of my face, and also my eyelids, because I always like to prime my eyelids using a concealer. I'm gonna go back in with my sponge to blend out my concealer. The dual fiber brush for concealer doesn't tend to work very well because I obviously want some coverage with my concealer. So I go back in with my sponge. And the sponge is also dampened, by the way. I didn't mention that before. But that blends everything out a lot easier and also keeps your skin hydrated. Okay, so the next trick is to press your powder into your skin instead of just sweeping it on or baking, because if you bake, it can again get cakey. But if you press it into your skin, then it just melts right into your skin. I'm going to be using my Huda Beauty Easy Bake powder, which isn't the best one you could use when you're trying to achieve this look because it is a thicker powder. One I would recommend is the Becca Hydra Mist Set and Refresh powder, but I'm out of this, so I can't use that today, and all of my other powders, again, are kind of on the thicker side, and this one's my favorite out of all of them, so I'm just going to go ahead and use my Huda Beauty. Just take the other side of the sponge, and again, it's a dampened sponge, so it melts into the skin super nice. All you want to do is put your powder where you normally would just set or bake, but instead of leaving it on top of your skin, you're just pressing it right into your skin. I'm just gonna come a little bit closer and hopefully you can see this, but this is, I'm really sorry about my nails. This is the side where I press the powder in, and then this is not done. So as you can see, it completely smooths out my skin. It took away my dark circle that I have here, so it's a great trick and it works so well. And I have these fine lines up on my forehead, so when I just press the powder in, they just go away. It's amazing. Now moving along with my face products, again, I'm going to use a dual fiber brush because it's not going to make my products patchy. I'm just going to grab my bronzer. This one is the Too Faced Sweethearts bronzer. And with a very light hand, I just go in very light circular motions and apply it to my cheeks and then the rest of my face. I'm just going to use the same brush for my blush. This is the NARS Luster Blush that I very sadly dropped and shattered, and I just apply this to the apples. Just keep it directly there. When I'm trying to make my skin come across as smooth as I can make it, I try not to layer too many products on top of each other. I know I'm kind of being a hypocrite right now, but what I mean is I'm trying to keep the blush in one spot where my bronzer is the least, because I added the bronzer all up here, and sometimes I'll drag my blush all the way back. But today it's just going to stay on the apples. Now for some highlighter, this has been my favorite. It's the Benefit Cookie Highlighter, and I'm going to be precise with this again. So a great brush to be precise with your highlighter is the Sigma Tapered Highlighter F35. It's really amazing because it has this tapered tip and it just puts the product right into place where you want it. So I'm just going to focus it right on the high points of my cheekbones. That way it's not getting dragged down onto the rest of my face products, whereas if I used a bigger brush, it would probably end up doing that. And then before I do my eyes, I set all of my face makeup into place. The best makeup setting spray ever is the Urban Decay All Nighter. So I'm going to set my face with this today. What I really like about this makeup setting spray, it doesn't leave drops of water on your face where it can end up taking away your makeup. A lot of makeup sprays do that, and they just leave these little water bubbles all over your face, and then when it dries or you wipe it off, then it takes away that part of your makeup. This one doesn't do that. Okay guys, well that is it for the video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. This is the finished look. So this is what my skin is looking like. Very smooth, I love it. For my skin anyways, I still will kind of crease up in my normal spots throughout the day, like my smile lines. That's about it really. So my smile lines will crease up throughout the day just because I'm moving my mouth a lot, talking, smiling, things like that. So stuff like that will happen, but overall, that's the skin. If I missed anything you were wondering about, just leave it in the comments below. I'll be sure to answer you. Don't forget to subscribe if you like this video if you enjoyed it, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!